Hey guys, welcome to week 180 of the Super Mario World RomHack Races. Today's level is Monteverde by Fire 150. It's a 5 out of 10 level from March 5th, 2022. This is Fire's 4th race level, and I've been continuing to enjoy each level he puts out. As well as having made Purgatory, Fire has also been porting a lot of music over to SMW, and it's always really good to see. Let's go and get started. Hey, good luck. So right as this starts and we see this mole across the top, you can kind of tell that it's going to be a mole riding level. I need to hit that turn block with the Goomba to get the mole to be able to come out, and then to get the mole to turn around, I have to drop the Goomba in front of him. It turns out the entire time I was playing this level, I was doing this move the hard way. It's much easier to wait for the Goomba to jump up and then jump off of him to hit the turn block with my own head. But I got used to doing it the hard way. So I took a brief look ahead there without the mole to actually help me go forward. So I couldn't actually make any progress, but I got a glimpse of what needed to happen later. At this point, I don't really know that I need the Goomba, but it's a very safe assumption, so I'm not trying to make progress until I figure out how to bring him forward. That coin that I can see over on the far right, I'm assuming that's going to be for when I need to throw the Goomba. Here I'm seeing this red beetle for the first time. I didn't know right away, but what happens with the red beetle is it kills you if you jump on it, even with a spin jump. So I am required to kill it with that Goomba. Then it's just as simple as spin jumping through that Koopa. We break the turn block with the throw block and use the bullet to get over top. And I'm gonna have to jump on both of these little Koopalings to get through. Anything that's in his path would make him turn around, and that's not gonna let me get through. Now this is really what I should have been doing earlier. I wind up losing the mole, and I just take some damage, and I go forward to see just what is in front of me in the rest of this level. I see all those shells, I have to spin through those, and eventually wind up grabbing that green one. I can see that block up top. It's gonna have something in it that's gonna let me go up and actually get in that pipe. That first trick, that really is what made the level difficult for me. I don't know that I spent a whole lot of time on it, but I was definitely doing it the hard way. I had learned a little optimization for that vine section, where I throw that Goomba super early to get him to bounce where I need him to be. And basically, once I start spinning on these turn blocks, I only go back to the mole one time and just go straight to the shells. I was actually really nervous here because I thought that taking damage on those munchers would somehow prevent me from being able to go through. But now we've got the checkpoint. So again, we've got more mole riding, and I can kind of tell just from the setup of this room that I have to take this throw block with me. The bullet bills were definitely a surprise the first time I saw them. So of course, having a throw block in my hand means I can throw the block up to kill all these bullet bills that are coming through. That's true for the first two waves. The third one, if I were to throw it up, it would land on top of that rope. And then I need the throw block to get through that wall right there. And if you're standing right up against a wall and throw a block into it, it hits the block above where Mario is. So I've made it through there, but now I can tell I need to be in front of the mole instead of behind him, so I just have to be faster. When that bullet bill travels through the mole, it forces him to turn around, and then it sees the bullet behind him and turns around again, so that I can kind of sneak through that gap. Now this again is the hard way, jumping off that mole twice. It lets me through to where I can see the next room, but I'm still very slow. And what I've just discovered is I can throw that throw block up to hit the turn block. That lets me keep it, and then do a drop kill on the bullet, and throw it up into the block, so I don't have to do all that jumping twice off the mole. But now I know I need to have that disco shell still, it's going to hit both of those turn blocks on the bottom to let the mole through. That lets me get up to the Yoshi. So I'm going to let the disco shell survive this time, and I bounce off of it, and it hits the turn block right underneath me. So we're just going to jump to the next block instead, and then ditch that disco shell immediately. Now, I'm not as familiar as I should be with how Baby Yoshi interacts with moles, but that was a pretty funny moment. Now, whenever you see a Baby Yoshi, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to have to feed it to grow up into Adult Yoshi. I leave this Yoshi behind intentionally here to get a look ahead at what is in front of me. And I see these 3 plants that are coming down. Now, normally 3 plants means that I'm going to have to double eat some of them. But what happens is when that Yoshi spawns in, he's actually eating something right away. So he only actually needs to eat 4 more things. So that is the 3 plants and the mole. As soon as Yoshi grows up, I don't need the mole anymore because Yoshi can walk on munchers just fine. So really what I need to do is drop the Yoshi in front of the mole and get a high enough jump so that all the eating happens when I'm not down there. Riding on top of Yoshi also makes you taller, so you can enter a pipe 1 tile above the ground. And here we've come to my personal favorite part of the level. The only way I'm going to get across this gap is by ditching Yoshi, and that is one of my favorite things to do in Super Mario World. My time this week was 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 58 seconds. That put me in 9th place out of 15 racers who finished. So we're actually going to see a little bit of a bonus here. We see a trend in the RomHack Races from Fire and also a few other people where they take an existing level and add munchers and all that jazz to it, make it a little more difficult. And then they put the credits in that level. I'm not a huge fan of the green beans, but I kind of learned to sneak in a little gap between where they're all placed. Big H! That's fun. I like that. And we'll go see the credits here in just a second. So what's in Lemmy's Castle? Welcome to the credits. There isn't really much to credit aside from testing levels. Oh, the level's vanilla. Song, format, Rain in Summer. Recorded by Fire. Fire's so talented. Testing by Logic, SJ and Charlie the Cat, and SQL Infection. This level was really built around being smart and keeping ahead of the mole in each section. I failed miserably in the first half, but did a little bit better in the second. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm going to keep putting out these videos showing my part of every week's RomHack Race. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more here on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitch and TikTok. My links are down in the description. It's over!